We are joined by Brenden Nunes, our Sactown sports editor, Kings insider. He just does it all for us. Brenden, some like it hot. Is it hot in Vegas? How you doing, my friend?
It is definitely hot in Vegas, Alan. You're going to get to experience this. It said 109 every day before we got out here. Now there's some that are saying 111. There's too many ones, too many digits going on for me. But, I guess I'm complaining for no good reason because glad to be out here. Thanks for having me on, man.
It can't be that much hotter than Sacramento, Brenden.
I did hear it got bad, but I don't know, man. I think 111 getting up to 113, it might be a little bit different.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was hot in the arena last night with Maxime, Raynaud, Nique.
Senor Segway strikes again.
Nique, Clifford. Brenden, tell me you're on the hype train with me. What is your level of hype after last night? Or are you going to try to calm me down and tell me, oh, it's Summer League? Where are you at, Brenden, after last night's game?
Well, we have to, I guess, start with it's just Summer League, but I think for the most part, it's hard to not be excited. I mean, you saw how the entire fan base reacted, and Maxime putting up 11 of the first 14 and doing it in such a versatile way. I think running the floor extremely well, knocking down some threes, and then when they start focusing on him a little bit more because he slowed down offensively when it comes to scoring, after that hot start, then he starts playmaking. He's hitting backdoor cuts, almost looking a little bit like Domas in some ways out there, which, long ways to go before we reach that. But then you have Nique Clifford scoring, I believe it's 16 of his 17 in the second half. So he comes alive a little bit after, I think, the typical, hey, I'm trying to play the right way. And coach has to be like, dude, you're our first round pick. Go out there.
Right.
And, ball out. And you saw Nique do that. So I think easy to get excited after game one with the two drafted rookies putting on shows in two different halves.
Talking to Brenden Nunes, our Sactown sports insider. Brenden, on the other side, right, there's just peaks and valleys. On the other side, I saw some people that said, tough game for Devin Carter. I saw some people saying, oh, my goodness, he did us no favors. Now he can't get traded and blah, 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 blah. What did you think about Devin Carter? Are you worried about him at all?
I think that Summer League, it tends to mean more if you play bad than you play well, to be honest. And it was a bad game for Devin yesterday, but also, it's not as black and white I don't think Devin's trade value went down from one Summer League game yesterday,
Yeah.
I get why people are concerned. I thought it looked really bad, to be honest. There was a lot of offensive flow that I thought the Kings have more than most Summer League teams, like a cohesiveness to their game. But I thought Devin was kind of the outlier in that aspect, to be honest. And he wasn't the only one, but of the main guys that I think most people are watching for on Sacramento's team, it felt like, a guy that was really trying to make his mark sort of independently and show that he can do more and sort of, there's been a lot of questions about how good he can be. And I think he was coming out with an aggressiveness that kind of led to him forcing a little bit in my mind. And I think if he can play more within the flow, that you can still continue to see Devin develop here because people are calling it way too early, man. I get the skepticism, but this guy was the 13th overall pick last year. He would have been higher had he not had these shoulder injuries. And for what it's worth, I did tweet that he was shaking his shoulder yesterday. He had tape on it initially. And he's just kind of wiggling it out. I don't think there's so many reactions of like, oh my God, this guy's screwed. And it's like, just take a deep breath sometimes. I get the concern, but it's early.
Talking to Brenden Nunes, our Sactown Sports Kings insider. Well, I will say this, Brenden. You said it's just one game. That's not going to affect his trade value, right? If he has a bad summer league, do you think that could affect how he is viewed as an asset either on the Kings or not on the Kings?
I think so. I think more so that he probably could help rekindle a little bit of value if you show that we're working in the right direction here. Because in my mind, teams around the league that like him are probably the same ones that already did around the draft time. Right. I don't think he's done anything to prove anybody wrong. I don't think he's also either done anything to make somebody that did like him feel differently by now, because we haven't seen that much with the injuries that are going on. So I think it probably could. It feels a little weird to say that about Summer League, but when you are a second-year guy coming in like this, you're expected to play really well. So if it's as bad as it was yesterday for the entire thing, then I'll say yes. But I also think that Devin will bounce back here.
Talking to Brenden Nunes, our Sactown Sports Kings insider. Brenden, I know I'm assuming you were in the building, but Scott Perry did that interview. Did anything stick out to you from that interview? I know some things did for me, but what about for you?
Honestly, Allen, they actually don't play the interview in the arena. So I kind of just saw clips, and I haven't gone back and listened to it yet. But it is interesting to hear him say that they're chasing after another point guard. Our guy Kyle Draper obviously mentioned the campaign side seems to have some interest in the Kings, which is always interesting when it's coming sort of from their representation in my mind. Russell Westbrook's stuff continues to float around. So I don't think they're done, but I'm not sure that we're talking, one of these big splashy moves, more so some tertiary pieces. And clearly they feel like they need another point guard.
Do you think the Kings need another point guard?
I don't know, to be honest. Like, I think that Malik can kind of play that role secondary, but to me, it means that they don't want Malik to be that secondary point guard, right, which I think he's capable, but I also don't mind the logic of thinking that he's better as a secondary guy, and he benefits more when he gets to be the one finishing plays rather than starting them, So if it was me personally, I don't know that I would go after a point guard, but I see the logic. Actually, I'll take that back. I guess I probably would, but on a minimum, some fallback guy, because right now, if Dennis Schroeder goes down, what do you do? Which I guess I'm talking myself even more into, they probably do need another one.
Yeah, that's a good point. Talking to Brenden Nunes, our Sactown Sports Kings insider. Brenden, is there anything that you are looking forward to seeing or want to see throughout the rest of Summer League, whether it's Dylan Cardwell or somebody else that the Hot Honey Jones, Isaac Jones, is his birthday today. Anything else you're keeping an eye on?
Yeah, I think I'm curious to see sort of where Mason ends up going throughout this whole process. I know he has a lot of fans within Sacramento. I don't believe that he's currently scheduled to be on their team coming into next year. Got to see how to sort of that plays out. But it's hard to not be locked into these rookies, man. We've seen Maxime have that big start. I'm curious to see. I think he's going to be fairly consistent with all that. But I think there's more for Nique, man. Like that first half, again, only 1 point. And he said he was just trying to play the right way, which I think is a good thing. You're trying to fit in with everybody out there. But I think if we see him be a little bit more aggressive, there's more there for sure. And honestly, however much it matters, I think the Summer League team is really good. And I think they're going to have a chance at competing for this championship for what people care about that. But you lose 2 games and you're out of that pretty quick. So it can happen fast.
Brenden Nunes, thank you so much. I will see you tomorrow, my guy. It's going to be a fun time. I'll see you at the pool. How about that, since it's so hot out there?
Absolutely. See you tomorrow, sir. Frankie's at the gym right now getting the pool body ready, so we'll be good to go.
Frankie, it's too late, dude. He would work out on vacation. Brenden, thank you so much, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys.
I guess it's not technically vacation. It's a business trip. When we return, let's hear from Kyle Draper and what he had to say about that free agent point guard who is angling to join the Kings. Great stuff from Brenden Nunes. As always, we will hear from Kyle Draper when we return. Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
This is Holly Robinson Pete for